Heard of Q broadcast? It's taking the world by storm. People are cutting the cord to their high cable bills and moving away from streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and others for something better. Q broadcast. For just $60 a month, you'll get access to every channel you could ever want, including HBO, Cinemax, and Stars. And the best part, there are no contracts, no hidden fees, and you're free to cancel anytime. With Q Broadcast, you can enjoy streaming live TV, movies, and top series on up to 5 devices at once. Whether you're at home or on the go, Q Broadcast makes sure your entertainment is always at your fingertips. Imagine being able to watch all your favorite channels from anywhere, anytime, without any restrictions. We're talking about thousands of movies, hundreds of TV series, and a huge library of live channels, all in one place. And don't forget video on demand and pay-per-view events. Those are included at no extra cost, so you'll never miss a big event again. Now, take a second and think about your current cable bill. You're probably paying anywhere between $100 and $300 every month, locked into long-term contracts and hit with surprise rate increases. With Q Broadcast, that's a thing of the past. It's just $60 a month. No contracts, no extra fees, no hidden costs, and no price hikes. Why juggle multiple subscriptions like Netflix, Hulu, and cable when Q Broadcast gives you everything you need in one convenient package? People everywhere are switching to Q Broadcast, saving money and getting more content than ever before. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and sign up for Q Broadcast today. Just $60 a month, no contracts, no hidden fees. It's time to take control of your entertainment and start streaming smarter.
We live in a world where men are told it's harmless. It's just entertainment. But let's stop lying to ourselves. Pornography destroys. It weakens your spirit. It dulls your drive. And it robs you of what real intimacy is supposed to be. Every click is a step away from the man you're supposed to be. We can't call ourselves leaders if we are slaves to a screen.
As someone that is prior service, I know all about discipline. And discipline isn't out there, it's within your mind. Porn rewires your brain, weakens your will, wrecks all of your relationships. It doesn't just stay on a screen, it invades your marriage, your confidence, and your actual purpose. As men, if we don't learn to discipline ourselves, we'll be ruled by our impulses. Now, it is time to stand up and take control before this silent war takes more than you're willing to lose.
Real men don't hide in the shadows of shame. We step up and we protect what's ours. We fight for our wives and kids, our own hearts. Twitter isn't just an app, it's a weapon. It's a tool used to break free and start living like the man that you're meant to be. The battle's here and it starts with you. You can stop living in shame and you can break free today.
Heard of Q Broadcast? It's taking the world by storm. People are cutting the cord to their high cable bills and moving away from streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and others for something better. Q Broadcast. For just $6.
Here at the Anomic Age, we know that these times of uncertainty are stressful. It is incumbent upon all of us to put our fears first and bow down to government tyranny. Gone are the days of freely leaving your home, working, and social interactions. In exchange for safety, we will trade liberty. At the Anomic Age, we understand. However, just in case you want to get off your knees and stop being a sniveling coward, check out the John Age Project at anomicage.com.
Meet Ann Morrissey, who is here with her daughter, Dareth. Dareth is 17 years old. Mrs. Morrissey, I don't have to tell you that most parents would be extremely depressed if their daughter came home one day looking like this. I assume that was your response. Shock, anger, depression? What was it?
I was extremely angry. I really went bananas.
Yeah, how old was she when this happened?
Possibly 13, 14 years old.
We're talking like it's a disease, and
Well,
yeah. How did she explain it to you, Mrs. Morrison?
there was very poor communication until we went into counseling. And it almost broke up our family. But through counseling and Serena, I can understand it better.
What do you understand?
That she feels like she doesn't want to be like everyone else, and she wants to be her own person. And through the dress code and her lifestyle, she's expressing this. It doesn't conform with our rules, but we're learning to cope, and it's a very, very difficult thing. Extremely difficult.
Dareth, let's let you talk for yourself. You're from Long Beach, California.
I just can't handle being like everybody else because that's what everybody else wants, Just because somebody else does something does not mean that I have to do it. I have my own morals and ideals, and I go by them.
Are you drug-free, Dareth?
Yes, I am.
Is this a political statement then? Do you have some misgiving about the society that you see?
Yeah, there's a lot of problems, A lot of the people are really aware of what's going on, and I don't like it, There's a lot of problems.
What?
I don't like the way society is based.
What bothers you? Give us some of the misgivings you have.
The rich, the poor, the people starving, the wars. Why can't everybody just get along and just live their life?
Talon Rail and Chevy.
Propagating truth in a world of lies. You are listening to the John H. Project.
Trust no one. Trust no one. Trust no one.
You found it. You're here. You're headlong down the runaway train that is the Anomic Age, and I am your humble host, John H., hailing proudly from the coastal plains of the Old North State. I'll be your tour guide this evening as we take a somewhat satirical journey down the path of murder, destruction, mayhem, and the extermination of human life on this planet. A forced march into obsolescence thrust upon us by a global Luciferian death call to pedophiles. Check out anomicage.com. Exactly. Check out anomicage.com. If you can do no more, you can go to anomicage.com. It's right there. Like all the likes, subscribe to all the subscriptions. We got the information breakdown segments, the subscribe by email link, the buy me a cup of coffee, the Patreon link, the Cash App. It's all there, folks. It's all there. You can get the free app and you can take me with you on the go. You can take me with you to the gym. You can take me with you on the cruise. Take me with you anywhere you want me to go with you, and I will be there for you, folks. I'll be there in spirit. So consider becoming a patron. Consider making a donation. Free iPhone app, free Android app. Subscribe by email link. I like to subscribe by email link personally because it just shows up in my email every day if I so desire, every time something new pops off. It's right there. And you could also sign up for the free newsletter.
full disclosure, I've been woefully neglectful of the free newsletter, folks. I'm going to get at you. Don't worry. I'm going to get at you. But, if you got a free newsletter, you probably got to subscribe by email link, so you're not missing my show. The free newsletter is just kind of a cavalcade, a cacophony, what's another C word? I don't know. A carousel of the latest shows in that month. That's really all the free newsletter is. So we get the storefront up. It'll be like store deals and store information and so forth and so on. That'll be in there too. Don't worry. But right now, free iPhone app, free Android app, that'll hook you up pretty much on the regular. And you can get all the updates from there. But potato, whatever floats your boat, folks. That's what you should do. So consider doing that. If you can do no more, you can find me on any of the usual suspect podcast platforms and give me some 5-star reviews, some thumbs up, and some kind comments, words, salutations, greetings, and even oblique insults. Anyway, check it out if you are so inclined. If not, that's all right too. All right, folks. What are we going to get into this evening? Sorry I missed you on Tuesday. It's been a den of sickness, den of iniquity at the house here. We'll just go with den of sickness. That's a little nicer. So it's been a den of sickness over here. So that's why you missed me on Tuesday. I was a little bit late this evening, so my apologies on the late, tardy, and otherwise just downright neglectful. Couldn't get into the app that I needed to get into to make this whole thing flow for the Patriots prayer people. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just punt on this one and see what happens. Finally got in there, so here we are. So shout out to the Patriots prayer people. Sorry for my lateness. It was because I couldn't get into that platform. But, neither here nor there. Here I am. So what we got to get into this evening, we're all the way up to information breakdown segment 527. You cannot comply your way out of tyranny. You just can't do it, folks. You just can't do it. So we'll cover some obvious, some news. I don't know if it's obvious news. Some people might not know about it. So we'll cover some news. And then we'll cover just how sad it is that we can't seem to get the American people off the couch to it's that old crass song, you better rise up, you better rise up. Ain't gonna be no rising up in this piece, apparently. But I'm gonna get into that in a minute. We'll cover some obvious news. I did not pull a news article for this one. It speaks for itself. So what happened last Friday, apparently, allegedly, possibly, it was the last ever episode of the Alex Jones InfoWars platform. And full disclosure, folks, I'm always a full disclosure kind of guy. So if you want some answer, just ask me and I will answer you. So full disclosure on this one. I was a big Alex Jones fan, I don't know, like 15, 20 years ago, something like that. And I guess I still am to a degree. I know, anybody that caught my Controlled Bunch episode about 2 months ago now realized that I had Alex Jones in the center of the Brady Bunch squares of the other very obvious Controlled Bunch people. So, full disclosure, though, yeah, huge fan of Alex Jones about 20 years ago. Loved his content when it was more just straight down the line content. I became more and more concerned and then just downright bewildered and disgusted when it became the very much pushing the Trump regime agenda show, like 10 plus years ago, something like that. And you could look at this through various facets. You could look at this through the lens of, okay, we had a president that at least on paper, many people would say, first Trump regime, okay, this guy's different. He's an outsider, blah, 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 blah. If you look a little bit critically under the microscope, you can see some chinks in the armor, some cracks and so forth and so on early on, not the least of which being that he was a Democrat until he ran for president, regime one. But that's neither here nor there. So you could say, okay, so AJ was just, he thought this might be the way. You know, it wasn't a Bush, it wasn't Obama, blah, blah, blah. It didn't seem to be a blue blood neocon. So I can understand AJ backing him on this one. And all this is just presumption, folks. So I don't have any dog in this fight. I don't know Alex Jones, never talked to the man. You know, I got nothing. I'm just as clueless as everybody else that's not in his inner circle. So I don't know, man. I'm just throwing you the kitchen sink at my thought process on this. Huge fan 20 years ago. About 10 years ago, I was like, what the, you know? And I went through the same rabbit holes of everybody else. I looked up, oh my goodness, Hour of the Time. Remember that great 90s era show that was really, in my humble opinion, kind of like the precursor to Alex Jones, Hour of the Time. And man, what the heck? That guy's name is escaping me, man. Let me look at. I know somebody already has this down, so my bad. William Cooper. So Hour of the Time, you know, kind of the precursor to Alex Jones, on wideband, on several radio stations and so forth and so on. So his information pre and contemporaneous to early Alex Jones, William Cooper was calling out Alex Jones for being an operative or being a, you know, compromised, so forth and so on. So again, I don't know. I don't have any decoder ring in my cereal box. I don't have any hidden information. I don't know anybody on the inner circle of Alex Jones. And for him, I'd say the inner circle would be him and his family. I wouldn't even consider the people still working for him or the former employees as being inner circle to that regard. But, you know, control bunch a couple months back, a little bit critical of his decisions, to say the least. Say all that to say this. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if he was just backing the Trump train because he thought that was the best thing. I don't know if he received a call from somebody. You know, my only guess, and other people have speculated it was something to do with the divorce and the family and the custody. I don't know. No idea. Not even going to speculate on that one, folks. So either way, Infowars.com got bought out by The Onion. After, you know, a year plus 2 years of litigation with this mess, all under the auspice that he said something out of turn that somehow besmirched, disparaged, or in some way, shape, form, or fashion, hurt the feelings of the Sandy Hook families, folks. So the bigger picture with this, if you believe any of what you see with the trial, you know, there's people, it's a show trial, it's not real, he's not. Okay, I don't know, folks. All I can look at is what's face value, because I don't have my decoder ring. Like I told you, my crystal ball's in the shop. I got no undercover answers. But what I allegedly know, based on everything you know, is that InfoWars got shut down, got bought up by The Onion. The whole thing was clearly a show trial. The whole thing was clearly a mechanism to silence, in my opinion, the biggest voice in alternative media. You can debate me on that one. I don't really care. But shut down, silence, or at least give that old chilling effect too. So that's really what this whole thing was about, in my humble opinion. It was a show trial. It was a sham, a hustle, a con, and a dodge. So the whole trial was a joke. Getting charged what was like billions of dollars that he had to repay, repatriate, or just pay off to these whack jobs, just so they could shut his whole operating system down and sell it to some half-bleeped comedy troupe to besmirch the InfoWars name. Like, the whole thing is just so dumb. So dumb, folks. So dumb. But whether or not you're an Alex Jones fan or not, whether or not you think it's all theater or not, what you should be a little bit irate about is the fact that if they can do this to the biggest name out there in alternative media, then they can do it to you. They can do it to me. They can do it to the Hodge twins. You know, they can do it to, what's that, Officer Tatum dude? I think he was the top right square in the compromise bunch. They can do it to any of these other people in the supposed sphere of alternative media. And I realize a lot of the alternative media, as I've highly been critical of and questioned and covered on the show, a lot of the quote-unquote alternative media seems to be nothing more than just mainstream media with an alternative face, with the usual suspect LED lights in the background, a Gadsden flag, maybe that gilded American flag too. Maybe it's all in the background of your show. I mean, not my show, because I think that stuff's trite, stupid, sophomoric, idiotic, and just plain dumb. So you'll never see that crap in the background of my show, unless it's me doing a comedy spoof on shows like that, okay? So it should cause you pause and make you think, oh, darn, if they can do this to the beloved InfoWars, they can do it to everyone else too. That's what you should actually be a little concerned about. Because as I've said before, all three branches of government are gone. The judicial system, like the great agnostic fronts once sang, injustice system. It's just an injustice system, folks. So that's it, folks. That's it. That's what you should be concerned about. But instead, people are arguing back and forth whether or not InfoWars is real, whether or not Alex Jones is Bill Hicks, whether or not any of this is even legitimate, or if it's all just a big smoke screen. It's silly, folks. It's silly. It's like people arguing over chairs on the Titanic as the boat tips up and goes down. Like, that's just so dumb. If all that is true, what the face value of this is, or what the optics are, pretend it's all a show, all right? It's all a show. It's all a show. What the optics of the Alex Jones show trial was, optics are that you cannot have free speech in this country if it makes other people uncomfortable, sad, upset, hurts their feelings. You don't have free speech. Because I don't ever recall hearing Alex Jones even give a tenth of the questioning the answers that should have been given to the Sandy Hook event. Because in my humble opinion, an event is exactly what it was. An event, okay? An event. You can look down all that information. Check out Wolfgang Halbig's breakdown of that. I realized he was also the guy, allegedly one of the head security people. I'm going to mess this up because I haven't researched this in years, but Wolfgang Halbig, one of the people at least involved in the Columbine situation. Again, another event. Hope you're picking up what I'm putting down, because I'm laying it on pretty thick. Okay. So we've got that, right? We've got that event. So for nothing else, you should be concerned about that, folks, just a little bit. But people aren't concerned. You know, people aren't concerned about anything. In the same way, you can't criticize or even question events, shootings especially. You can't question those. Somebody might get their feelings hurt. You know, you can't also question our, what was that, Artemis 2 event, which looked about as legit as Katy Perry going into low Earth orbit a couple months back. Sorry, it was so stupid and asinine, I couldn't possibly get the words out. Low Earth orbit, Katy Perry, and a DEI cast of female idiots. That looked as real, if not more believable than the Artemis 2 thing. But maybe I'm not supposed to question that either. I mean, we already know you can't question our greatest ally. If you question them, you're going to get all kinds of blowback. Even though I think it's becoming more normalized now, all kinds of blowback. Anytime something becomes more normalized, to me, it's kind of more scary than it was when it was heavily censored. Because when it becomes normalized, I believe it's become co-opted. When it's become co-opted, I do believe it's become just watered down dribble and pablum for the slaves. So I would surmise to you that since a whole lot of people, like a whole lot of shaking going on, the great Jerry Lee Lewis, although I think he did some shadiness too, you know what I'm saying? Not the least of which was burying that cousin. Not the least of which might have been murdering people. But that's all speculation, conjecture, and maybe even alleged. Not by me. I'm just saying. Anyway, so that's my question, man. When things get so normalized and things become making the mainstream, it makes me kind of go, man, this is gonna be lame. This is gonna be lame. It's gotten co-opted. It's like anytime your favorite underground band makes it big, you're kind of like, oh, good, they're making money doing something they love. They haven't changed. They haven't sold out. They're just making money doing something they love. Great. But then it becomes, rather than a small club event, it becomes like a big stage event, and they've got buses, and they've got, 20,000 fans, and they've got a huge stage set up. They've got all these people tuning the instruments. They've got their own everything, and it just becomes not the same anymore. I've seen that happen a lot in punk rock. Imagine that. And that's kind of what I think about when I see that going down in the alternative land. You've got the obvious people that seem to just appear out of nowhere with like millions of followers and millions of funding elements. And you're just like, where'd this clown come from? And then you've got the other people that seemed great from the jump, and then they sort of began to change a little bit. And you got to wonder if it's all just one big compromised show for your idle amusement. How's that thing go? When a hero is needed, one will be provided for you. Morals and dogma. I feel like I've said that every show for the last 2 months. Morals and dogma, Albert Pike. When a hero is needed, one will be provided for you. And goodness gracious sakes alive, folks, if ever America needed a hero, yeah, they need a hero and no one's around. They got nothing, folks. There's no heroes coming. So that's the obvious one. That should be like the closer for every show. There's no hero coming. The cavalry ain't coming over the hill. The Long Ranger and Tonto are retired. The greatest American hero ain't falling out of the sky. Okay? None of this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Trump ain't gonna save you now. Got it? Your favorite influencer, not gonna save you. The boomers, not gonna save you. Gen X, not gonna save you. Gen Z, Y, elemental P, the not so silent P's, none of them are gonna save you either, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't happening. It's not. It's just you. It's army of one. Army of one. All right, let's jump into some of this stupid mess, eh? What do we got here? Well, that's not what we wanted. We wanted this, I tell you. That's what we want. So I pulled this one off the intro web. Full disclosure, I put absolutely no effort into this design whatsoever. There was nothing to design. In fact, it was just that looks like a good sign. That pretty much surmises the way I feel. 8 days a week, twice on Sunday. You cannot comply your way out of tyranny. You just can't. And more to the point, I would suggest to you that our entire reality is a humiliation ritual. It's all a humiliation ritual on some form, fashion, faction, or otherwise. It's a humiliation ritual. It's just a flippin' joke, man. Every bit of it is a flippin' joke. Is this not just apparent to everyone at this point? It's apparent to me. I was talking to my daughter about this today, trying to explain just how effed the whole thing is. Just completely effed. Like, you have to give your life force, hours, seconds, minutes, milliseconds of your life. You give over to some sort of slave massa in exchange for fake money. Money that is not real. Whatever real is, even at this point in the game. I mean, since 1913, Federal Reserve Act, it's not been real. Since they took us off the gold standard, I believe that was Nixon in 71, not been real. Like, they keep incrementally making it less real. If you look at the monopoly money colors and you look at the colored band on the money, it matches the flipping band. They are rubbing this fact in your face. They're rubbing your nose in the brown stuff. So you're giving your life force, hours, milliseconds, days, months, years of your life squandered away for money that is complete BS. It's as real and as valuable as picking up dog droppings and trying to take them to the stupid grocery store for some bread, milk, and cheese. It's not real, folks. It's not real. It's not been real for a long time. Like, we're multiple generations into just the acknowledgement that it's not real. It's not real, okay? Let's take another step back at what's not real. What's not real is most of what you see is a big front facade, a joke, a con, a hustle, and a dodge. It's not real either. We have these demigods in the House and the Senate that get to insider trade, but you don't get to insider trade. Did you figure that out yet? They actually can legally do insider trading, but you, the slave class, cannot. Again, this is all fake money in the first place, right? If you missed that, so it's fake in the flipping first place. And people have urinated away now. We're up to like 40, almost 50% of your money gets peed away for taxes. Federal tax, state tax, Social Security. And they keep taxing it no matter what the flip you do. Somebody dies and gives you $1,000, you're going to pay tax on that. They already paid the tax on the money when they had it, but by passing it to you in death, you got to pay for it. And keep in mind, it's fake in the first flipping pay. It's just hilarious, folks. So if the government wants more money, they don't squeeze the taxpayers for more money. They just add zeros to a freaking docket. That's it. So they're adding zeros to fake money in the first place, but they're still strong-arming you at the barrel of a gun for more fake money. So you have to whittle away more of your life force for fake money. Pay exorbitant tax for non-existent services so that you can be run, ruled, and destroyed by a conglomerate of globalist pedophile scum. This is where we are. Hello. The king was in town last week. Everybody missed that? The king was here. Oh, goody. The king was here. Charles was here. He's slumming it over here with the colonists. And you had the people, again, House and Senate, falling all over themselves, just fawning over the King of England, while simultaneously funding, participating in, and exalting the imbeciles in the No Kings protests. I'm not for a king either. And I'm not even for DJT either, folks. Just to bust your bubble, I'm not for it. But being not for it, I'm not for King Charles. Pinky's out. Get your proper cup of tea and sip on it. Just sip on your teacup. Yeah, I'm not for King Charles. I'm not for King Trump. I'm for complete and absolute freedom. Okay? That's what I'm for. But you had the morons on the left about to have a freaking stroke to stroke King Charles as he came over here to mess with the peasants. Anybody watching? I mean, I'm trying to think of what the flip this is. I guess it's Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime, whatever. I watch this with my daughter quite often, like the action program, because you can watch Knight Rider and stuff late night on it. But in between the Knight Rider bits, they often have this asinine bull jive of King Charles. I can't remember what's this stupid line that he says in there. We are a part, not a part of the world. And this boob, this Transylvanian scumbag, is up there browbeating the slave class about his environmental mumbo jumbo. Again, we're a part, not a part of it. This flipping fool. I mean, please look into the World Wildlife Fund. Please look into the Eugenics Council. Please look into the works of Thomas Malthus, the Malthusian principles. All this malarkey is just the bread and butter creepy that is eugenics theory that became eugenics theory and sort of like intermarried, just like the Galtons, the Wedgwoods, and the Darwins all intermarried to try to create Ubermenschen. Exactly what's going on with the royal family, all a bunch of inbred freaks. This is the kind of bull jive that they've been buying into and convincing the slave class to buy into for flipping centuries. That's the crux of eugenics. The crux of eugenics is your family's not as good as their family. Your inbreeding is not as good as the royal bloodline. You know, the bloodlines of the Illuminati book, it all connects, folks. That's why the inbreeding has been going on for centuries. Within every royal bloodline, there's inbreeding. Within every royal bloodline, they turn into a bunch of complete freaks. And what were we? I think it was earlier this week. It was the anniversary of the old school, awesome sci-fi series from the 80s, V, when it was revealed that it was aliens. They were lizard people. In the 80s, this seemed far-fetched and silly. But now, not so much, does it, folks? Not so much. Check out the Aztecs. Check out Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, the plume serpent god that came from the underworld to bestow the benevolence, love, and intelligence on the simpleton peoples of Mexico. Kind of like the Hopi tradition, too. Doesn't it sound very similar to you? Kind of like the same old thing in the Asiatic empires, too. Have you looked at the similarities between the pyramid complexes of, let's say, Southeast Asia, aka the big one there, Angkor Wat, and some of the ones that you've seen in Mexico and Central America? Yeah, Tikal. Very similar motifs in all those. You can go down the rabbit hole and look at the Da Vinci picture, and we know it wasn't really Jesus. It was really a gay man and whatever else. Okay, great. Look at the imagery of the three windows in the back and look at the same overlaid imagery that you're seeing in a lot of these pyramids, and you're going to see some similarities, folks. It might raise a brow. So you had that, you had the people falling all over themselves for King Charles. We love King Charles. He's the best. We love him. Man, our society's so flipping gone, folks. So gone. So we had InfoWars taken down. We had King Charles making the rounds. I got to get, the only person I have contacted via InfoWars would be Mike Hansen Archives, the great Mike Hansen. Shout out to Mike Hansen. If you're listening, Mike, I talked to you, I think 2 years ago. It's been a blur the last few years. So I was talking and getting in touch with and hammering out dates for Mike Hansen to come on the show. He was kind enough to send me a great autographed copy of his book. Wonderful, wonderful gentleman to talk to. But he was the cameraman for AJ for 10 plus years, I believe. And now he's doing his own thing in Texas, not the least of which is Mike Hansen Archives. So big plug to Mike Hansen Archives. Check out Mike Hansen Archives if you haven't already done so. But I got to get in touch with him and get him on the show. I was supposed to do that several years ago, and then he got really busy, and good grief, I got retarded busy, and here I am, and there you are. So, back to the obvious, right? InfoWars gone, the King's here. What else stupid happened that we should really care about? Oh, I know. Gas jumping up way over $4 a gallon. At least that's what it is here in the formerly great state of North Carolina. I swear, man, I don't know if it's just my feed or if it's just that rampant with crime, but I could do a separate podcast and do it like every day and just cover like crime in North Carolina. Call it like Crime NC or something. I don't know. Mm. I'm not going to talk about that. Forget it. I was gonna be not nice to people in North Carolina, but I shan't. I won't. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I'll say this. I'll say this and I'll stop. I have tried, not very often, because it was just a few times, and I was just like, what the flip is wrong with everybody? I don't want anything to do with mainstream politics, the Tea Party, the conservatives, the Republicans, the rights, or whatever I don't want any part of it, folks. I would no. That's a big steaming pile I don't really want a part of. I mean, prima facie, I want zero to do with the left. Zero. I mean, even less than the right, I want anything to do with the left. So please don't paint me in the stupid box. But the funniest thing is, the absolute most hilarious thing is, I've talked to people on this show from all over the world. I was thinking about it today. I think I was on their show and I just never followed up to get them on my show, but it was some folks in Iraq. No, I'm sorry. Iran. It was they were in Iran. Goodness, man, I'm sorry. My mind's blanking. But they were in Iran. Again, probably like 2 years ago. But that was just a silly example that I was thinking about today because I was thinking about a guest that I'd love to talk to who's now passed on. And anyway, he was the one that put me in touch with them. Trying to think. I'm blanking on all names. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect that person that was on the show. I'm not even going to mention it. But anyway, talked to some people in Iran like 2+ years ago, and it was just like, wow. I was thinking about that today. But back to the point I was trying to make. I've talked to people all over the globe on so many different issues. I mean, England, Iran, Central America, Canada, all over the place. But the one place that I've had the most like arrogant prick attitude from is the people in North Carolina. I've only reached out to, I think, like 3-4 people tops in North Carolina to be on this show. And you would think I was trying to talk to like Prince Charles or something. You would think, oh my, I'm sorry, but I might have time. It was like the most arrogant prick mess of all time. And it was always just like one correspondence. And I was like, okay, now piss off. Like, I don't have time for this prima donna garbage. Like, that's the most stupid mess in the world. So, like, people of actual note have been on the show. I've talked to them many times. The most kind, sure, no problem. Call you back, blah, blah, blah. But no, anybody seemingly in North Carolina, again, the most arrogant prick. And I don't understand it. I've never understood that. That's not how I operate. I'm always going to speak to you the same way I'd speak to like the checkout girl at the flipping grocery store. Same level of respect, same decorum. Yes, sir, miss, ma'am. How you doing? Great to speak with you. But no, not people in North Carolina. They're above that. They're really above it. I don't know. I didn't mean to go on that jag. It just made me think of it when I was thinking about how screwed the state is. All right, let's get to some news. Because in covering some of these news bits, I'm also going to cover some of the other things I wanted to cover on the show, aka you can't comply your way out of tyranny. Speaking of tyranny, you know who you can't cover in a negative light. You know who you can't talk about in a disparaging way. You know who you can't even mention in a harmful tone. You know who I'm talking about. Is it Madagascar? No. South Korea? I don't think so. Is it Zimbabwe? Nay, nay. You know who you can't speak negative about, don't you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all ages. Those of you who still identify as human, you can't be speaking out the negative side of your mouth about, you know who. What the flippin' flop is this thing doing up here? Is this thing acting squirrely already? Oh, my heavens to Betsy. I ain't going to take this. Not gun debt, folks. Oh my goodness. That's pretty weird. Okay, let me see what we can do here. No, it's going to let you hear the lady but not see the lady. This is going to drive me crazy, folks. Oh my heavens. Oh my. Am I really going to have to start this thing over just because of that one stupid slide? Please say it ain't so. That's just ridiculous. All right, let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? Ah ha ha. I can do this. Can I get some audio? Pretty sure I can. Well, this is downright funny. Isn't it funny, folks? It's freaking funny to me. Let's see. Can we put it over here? No, we can't. Huh. Okay, well, watch this, folks. That's right. Let's see. Holy cow. Holy Toledo. Holy smoke. We got it to work. My gracious. That's the deal, I guess. You just have to completely come unglued and shut stuff down. And before you know it, it'll work out, I guess. Okay, let's listen to this young lady. Can we? Yeah, we can. We're going to just say bling. That's what we were looking for all the time. We're going to go to this young lady. And we're back, folks. Yeah, it's me. Sorry for the technical faux pas and fugazis and such. But apparently, every now and then, everything just goes screwy. I can't imagine why. Here's what we were trying to talk about darn near 3 minutes ago. The fact that you can't whisper a disparaging word about our greatest ally of all time. Even before 1949, they were our greatest ally. They were the greatest ally that has ever allied the United States in all history of allies. But if you tuned into Sesame Street earlier this week, which I can't imagine why you would have, but you would have gotten to see this young lass talking a little bit about this. Hit the haze in the hose. Hit it.
Hi there, Abby and I are here to wish everyone a very
What's up,
happy
Abby?
Jewish American Heritage Month.
Holy shnikes, I had no idea it was Jewish American Heritage Month. Yes. You mean we get to talk about our greatest ally a little bit more? Can we get one of them yarmulkes and put it on? Can we do that too? Can we go kiss the wall? Yeah. Can we get maybe Mike Huckabee will sing at my birthday or something? That would be keen and stuff, man.
As a proud Jewish American, I am so excited to celebrate my community and heritage this month.
Well, so am I.
And every month, one of my favorite
Every
traditions
freaking
is-
month. I'm just pumped. What?
Yeah.
You know how to make matzo balls.
Matzo balls?
I know everyone
I got some jokes about matzo balls.
Everyone's gonna ask me to make them some.
Oh, well, I know I am. I just love that soup.
I love it too.
Make it.
My grandma taught me
What?
when I was your age.
Oh, that is so nice. That's what I love about family.
Big smile.
Those kind of traditions that make you feel hugged.
I feel hugged as
Well,
well.
we hope you guys have an amazing month, and we love you so much. Mwah.
Mwah! Hope you had an amazing month talking about Jewish heritage on Sesame Street, making some matzo balls and stuff, and wearing your hats and stuff, and you know, maybe talking a little about the Torah, maybe talking about how them Goya ain't nothing. Dancing around with Mike Huckabee and stuff. Man, I don't even have the Mike Huckabee song queued up, man. That's just how lame it is around here. Man, didn't even queue up the Mike Huckabee video. Come on, man. Come on, folks. Didn't even put the Mike Huckabee video on. I'm going to have to do it myself. God almighty. Let's see. Where's it? This is my favorite one. Oh, man, where's that clown? Yeah, this is the one. I'm not going to play you the one with Mike Huckabee where he's saying, Sweet Home Jerusalem or whatever the flip it is. I'm going to play you this one. Now. This is pretty live. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Get it. Get some. Hey. Whoa. We saw Mike Huckabee rocking some bass over there. Look like Les Claypool. Get some, Mike. Good night, nurse, man. Why are they trying to not show Mike Huckabee up there? There he is. Get it, Mike. Get some, baby. He's dropping them bass lines and stuff. Hey, there's some clown with a MAGA hat on. This is my favorite part of all stupidity. And now people go to events, pay exorbitant amounts of money to attend these asinine rallies, sporting events, concerts, and so forth. And then they spend the whole flipping time filming the flipping event. They could just watch it probably on cable a couple years from now. Like, there's people, I don't even know who this clown is. I'm his Royal High guy. They're paying money to go to this bull jive. And then they're sitting there filming this guy. You could have just stayed home for that, man. You didn't have to pay money for this job. Come on, man. All right. That's not the real stupid stuff, because the news gets dumber, folks. I can understand why Owen and a lot of other cats are taking some time off. That's why I take time off too. Because if I didn't take time off, I would come at you with just more darkness than ever. And it would just be like the horrible, like satanic coven show. Might be a good way to go. But I'm not going to do it yet. Here we go. Let's check this hot chick out. Come on.
Bexar County Court at Law Judge Rosie Speedlin Gonzalez has agreed to resign immediately.
Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. This is where I say they've got to be doing this intentionally. This has got to be a humiliation ritual. I did not even realize. I got to rewind this. You got to rewind this. Let's play it again. Listen to the name of this judge. I'm about to cry. This is so hilarious. Here we go.
In Texas, Bexar County Court at Law Judge Rosie Speedlin Gonzalez.
The judge's, I'm sorry. The judge's name is Rosalind Speedlin Gonzalez. This can't be real. This is what it's telling me. This is what it's telling you. It must be true. The judge's name is Speedlin Gonzalez. This is hilarious. If you don't know why this is hilarious, look up Speedy Gonzalez. This chick's name is Rosalind Speedlin Gonzalez. And she's a hot chick too, man. I mean, don't even get me started. I'm a married man, but this is en fuego.
In Texas, Bexar County Court at Law Judge Rosie Speedlin Gonzalez.
Rosie Speedlin Gonzalez. I'm gonna let it play with you. I'm trying to keep it professional, but it's hard.
Immediately and accept a lifetime ban from judicial service after multiple misconduct complaints. In a formal agreement with the State Commission on Judicial Conduct, the first openly LGBT-identified judge in Bexar County said she has, quote, officially and formally resigned her judicial duties effective immediately, while the commission said the allegations, quote, if found to be true, could result in further disciplinary action. The case centers on a December 2024 courtroom clash in which Speedlin Gonzalez allegedly ordered attorney Elizabeth Russell handcuffed, telling a bailiff, quote, take her into custody and put her in the box. Prosecutors have since moved to dismiss related criminal charges in the interest of justice. The agreement says Speedlin Gonzalez does not admit guilt, fault, or liability.
So bottom line is, oh man, she's got there's no way to keep this professional anymore. She's got a real big career in OnlyFans. She's got to. I mean, what else is she going to do now? Rosalind Speedlin Gonzalez has been kicked out from her judgeship. I think OnlyFans is the only obvious move here for Speedlin Gonzalez. Don't you? Clearly, she's not going to be a judge anymore. What's she going to do? Go back to being an attorney? Attorney Speedlin Gonzalez. Oh my. I just can't believe it, man. It's unbelievable. It's really insane. Oh boy. Yeah. This is the real world that we're living in, folks. I mean, so like, this is the real world that we're living in. Speedlin Gonzalez, a judge in Texas, had some attorney handcuffed and put in a box of some bull job. What the? Oh my heavens. And so she's getting kicked out, and I guess she's going to be unemployed. I mean, this is an attractive lady here. So, I mean, obviously, we know where this is headed, don't we, folks? We know. Oh, my gracious. Goodness sakes, love. Man, it's crazy, folks. It's crazy. All right. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to get much funnier than Speedlin Gonzalez, a Texas judge. This is pretty funny, though, because I always like to think of North Carolina as being one of the biggest scum holes in the country. It's clearly, it's California East. That's obvious, right? But, but Utah is apparently trying to get a title or something, trying to get a title shot with North Cac. Because Utah, I mean, not known for much, I guess. Known for Mormons, the Mormon Tabernacle. And I don't know what else, but at least in theory, Utah was allegedly a hive of conservatism. We know that's bull jive, but allegedly conservatism. And bottom line is, they're going to put one of these lovely centers to collect your data. One of these lovely AI hubs there. Was this like, I can't remember the actual numbers on this, like 60 acres or something insane. Like just enormous warehouses upon warehouses of lovely hubs of data. And the people of Utah got their Mormon panties in a bunch about this one, rightfully so. And they were out there protesting and showing up to these meetings and trying to talk to these ne'er-do-wells, scumbags, carpetbaggers, flim-flammers, and turkeys. And I guess the people were stupid enough to think that their voice mattered or that their opinion mattered. The funny thing is, you didn't hear any talk about a threat to our democracy. You didn't hear any of that talk from these jive turkeys. But, we are a republic, not a democracy. But you would think that when enough people show up, and this was a lot of people, this wasn't like a heels up Harris rally or something. This was actually people showing up or something. And they were trying to voice their opinion and saying, yo, we don't want these data centers in our joint up here in Utah. Because what this whole thing culminates into, aside from being a big data center AI hub, a threat fusion center, just sucking the data away, the real problem, if you're even not into the 84 of the 19 variety, that why this would be problematic is because just like everyone's known for a long time, predicted and otherwise just told you, this was coming. Skynet is real. It is real. Just like it was before the flipping Terminator movies came out. This is where they got the movie information from. But just like everyone knew all along, this was going to be not just a hub to collect your data, but it was also going to use tons of energy. See how that works? It's funny because the fruitcakes on the left are all about their self-driving cars and their natural cars, and not Teslas anymore because that cause evil and bad. But they're hybrid cars, man, and Subarus and stuff because it's good for the earth, brah. And we all saw the Crying Indian commercial about the litter, and we saw the Give a Hoot Don't Pollute Owl, man. And we just bought Captain Planet for real, man. And we're gonna save the world. We're gonna do our part. Okay. So aside from doing your part, what this is really gonna do is suck all the power out of your town. It's gonna suck all the water out of your town. It's gonna pollute the environment. El mundo, man. It's gonna pollute el mundo. Con luces, with light pollution and sound pollution. So if you happen to be living a stone's throw away from these joints, you're not going to be able to see the stars anymore. No más estrellas in the noche. Nene. No more stars in the night. No more listening to the crickets and the beautiful outdoor sounds in Utah and the overwhelming sounds of the Mormon Tabernacle. It will be drowned out by these data hubs, baby. Let's look at some of these turkeys in the data hub place. Let's see what we got. We got some data hub for you. We're just really looking at these three crackers, kind of stewing and getting all antsy as the people grow a little angry. I love this cracker over here with the little stupid cracker. That's how it is. So you got a bunch of these crackers out there, and they're getting kind of peeved about the thrill fusion centers and about the data center hubs. And these three clowns are just up there shuffling their papers, shuffling their cards, if you will. Getting a little queasy, maybe even uneasy. Thinking, man, I hope all these crackers shut up and leave. Because no matter what they say, we're going to put this center in here anyway. Yeah, where's those freaking rules when you need them, right? Where's those rules for decorum? We got the policia too? Holy she-sheds by the seashore. We're going to get scared now, man. We got la policia aquí también. Woo! We got the fuzz there too, man. Bottom line is, it's gone through anyway. All those people griping and moaning, complaining, rending garments, gnashing their teeth. Nothing's going to change but the date. The data center's going in. The threat fusion center's already over there in Colorado, thanks to old Barry Soetoro. Ain't nothing stopping this, folks. It's 1984. Party like it's 1984. Is that what it goes? Something like that? Party like it's 1999. But it's 1984, folks. That's what's going down. But wait, there's more. We got to talk about this one, too. That was a few states over from North Carolina, but this one's just next door. Just next door in Tennessee. We got some more stupidity for you and me. Let's hit it, folks. Let's see this bull job. We got Representative Justin Pearson gets into heated confrontation with the THP, Tennessee Highway Patrol troopers during a special session. Special session. We talking about one of them Lindsey Graham sessions, Justin? Is that what we're talking about? Talking about one of them Diddy sessions? Somebody getting some baby oil out and doing a little special something? That what's going down, Justin? It may be. You just never can tell. Let's see. They called him boy. That's a white racist word. I learned that from Good Times.
What is wrong with you?
What the? Jesse Lee Peterson's getting ticked off on this one, too. What the? We got Afro Man, Justin Pearson, getting into it with McGruff the Crime Dog. Cat looks like somebody out of Super Troopers. He's getting talked down to by an extra.
What is wrong with you?
Talked to by an extra in living color. Justin Pearson looking like Malcolm X with a flipping Afro. Let's look at Justin Pierce again. Look at what you talking to, boy. Who you think you are in this piece? THP? You ain't nothing to me. I'm Representative Justin Piercy. I'm Malcolm X with an afro. I didn't get to conk. Did you read that poem when you were in school? I didn't get to conk. Stay away from me, Deputy Dog. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. That's right. Step back, step back. That's what you got to do. Whew, man. So, again, man, Tennessee and Utah are making North Carolina look better. So, shout out to other states sucking, I guess. It's freaking hilarious. Hilarious, folks. Just hilarious. What else we got? All right, we got 2 more tabs, and we might go out. I think we're going to have to go out with a little Sweet Home Israel. My bad. I was about to be racist, sexist, xenophobic, homophobic, and probably pedophile phobic too, because I was thinking about saying Sweet Home Alabama, and that's just racist. We all know Alabama's racist. Holy sheesh. I don't have to say that twice, do I? But what I was thinking about is Sweet Home Israel. Oh, I'm sorry, Sweet Home Jerusalem. I've had this saved. I mean, I played it for you several shows back, but it doesn't do it any justice because you should be watching this every flipping day. Sweet Home Jerusalem, along with I'm Israel High or whatever that other guy was saying. Guy looked like a freaking double from never mind. I was going to be mean, and I'm not going to do that because I'm going to take the high road. Taking the high road, folks. You got to take the high road sometimes. I hardly ever do, but I'm trying to. Anyway, so we're going to have 2 more tabs where we make fun of just how stupid our whole society is. All right. Here we go. We got 2 more tabs of stupid. Let's go. This is from a couple days ago. Shannon Elizabeth joins OnlyFans to show off a more sexy side. This is the future. This is from people.com. So Shannon Elizabeth, I'm coming to do OnlyFans with you, honey. Good grief, man. So we got Shannon Elizabeth. Her only real claim to fame is the American Pie movie or movies. I don't know if I've ever even seen that mess. I feel like I might have seen a tad of it like 20-some years ago. I don't really know. All that early 2000 stuff was a bunch of garbage, just like the 90s stuff was a bunch of garbage. So I just don't really care. But I do recall seeing that chick maybe in something about that movie. Either way, now she's doing OnlyFans. I should have pulled this one too. This was stupid too. I'll talk about it. That's cool. But we got old Shannon Elizabeth doing some OnlyFans. I think she said in a different article in her first week, she earned more money than all the movies she ever did in this whole history of the world. So, okay then. Shannon Elizabeth got separated from her husband. And before she could even get out the door, she was advertising she was about to strip it all down on the OF and show a more sexy side, a more sexy, sultry side of herself. Okay, then. Okie dokie. And we saw this one. This one, I think, was news today. This has nothing to do with Shannon, but this just shows just whores being whores. This was Hayden Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere is also, she took to, I guess, social media, mainstream media, any other media would even have her on at this juncture, talking about how she has now declared herself bisexual. Hayden's going bisexual. Okay. I don't know why anybody cares or don't care. Oh, that was funny in the piece I was reading. I think it was some TMZ or something, talking about how she's declaring herself bisexual, and this would be difficult because of the troubled times, or, you know, somehow intimating that it was like a big deal in 2026 to say you are bisexual. You are AC/DC. That's how they used to say it, a little. I don't think that even matters anymore. Our whole society is so corrupt and tore up from the floor up. You got people copulating with flipping trees. people pretending to be a flipping hive of bees at this point, folks. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, Hayden. I hate to break it to you, girl. I guess you thought you were going, get some likes or clicks or something because you were going in the HCDC realm. I don't think anybody gives a flip, girl. I just don't think they care. Just ain't buying it, man. I can't remember the last thing I saw that girl in. Wasn't it like Halloween, some Halloween movie. Anyway, I think so. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so you got Shannon Elizabeth. She's going to the OnlyFans. You got Hayden talking about she's a switch hitter now. But wait, there's more. Come on, folks. We got My Name is Earl. Her big claim to fame, Jamie Presley. Jamie Presley also hailing from the formerly great state of North Carolina. You didn't think I'd slip that one in on you, but I did. Yes, North Carolina. Claiming Jamie Presley, maybe. I don't know why. Anyway, so she hadn't done much in a couple years, I guess. But now she's going to do a little bit more. She's joining OnlyFans too. Oh, goody. Can't wait. Oh, boy. As I've said many times on my own social media in the last couple of days, hoes being hoes, folks. Hoes just going to be hoes, man. What else you going to do? I mean, that Speedlin Gonzalez chick's going to be on there too. You know it's true. Don't try to BS me. You know Speedlin's going to be on there in a couple of days. It might not make as much press as Jamie and whatever that other chick, Shannon, going to be on there. But I guarantee Speedlin's going to be on there speedling quickly. Maybe Speedlin's going to be in there with a Speedo on the OF soon. Anyway, hoes being hoes, folks. The bottom line is our whole society is just this bleeped up, man. It really is. Every few days you see the, this NBA is rigged and it's terrible. We all knew that. Anybody with a brain not know the sports are rigged? Come on, man. You can't be that dense. And all the time coming out with new movies that are vastly AI, computer generated, CGI, the whole nine. These actors and actresses know that they have a very short shot clock and game clock. To parlay a little NBA reference for you, they have a very short span of life. So they can only live la vida loca for so long. And there's going to be another whore coming along. That's just how it is, man. That's why J-Lo ain't selling no tickets. Nobody cares about her old bleeping bleep. They don't care. This Sabrina Carpenter chick has been trying to be a whore for darn near 2 years now. Another former Disney star, Sabrina Carpenter, has been trying her best to be the new whore on the block, and nobody cares. She's tried to be the new Britney, tried to be the new Madonna, tried to be the new Christina, and she can't do it, folks, because nobody cares. That's just it, Sabrina Carpenter. Nobody cares. Because you got clowns that are actually mainstream actresses on OnlyFans being real whores. Nobody cares about your whorish occult bleep. They just don't care, Sabrina Carpenter. Newsflash for you. Anyway, I don't know how we sidetracked Sabrina. I mean, ever since Speedlin Gonzalez popped up on the screen, the whole show's gone south. I gotta be real. That was just mind-blowing. Speedlin Gonzalez, folks. My heavens, dude. Anyway, bottom line is whores gonna be whores. That's the bottom line here. And for the real, you cannot comply your way out of tyranny, and there's not going to be any revolution. None of that bad brains. The youth are getting restless. The youth ain't getting restless, bad brains. HR, I know you're on tour again. The youth ain't getting restless, folks. It ain't happening. Not going to happen, folks. There's not going to be any revolution. There's not going to be any rise up. You better rise up from crass. That ain't happening either. We're not going to see any of it. What we're going to see is more whores on OnlyFans. We're going to see more dudes sitting there like a bunch of space cadet weirdos checking out the OnlyFans, checking out their favorite fake sports bull jive. And then you're going to see the housewives talking about how effed up the schools are and talking about whatever kind of bull jive show they're watching on Netflix or Hulu or Paramount or whatever that other garbage is. And unless it's a show from like 30 years ago, I guarantee it's about to be some AI generated bull jive from the likeness of actors and actresses from yesterday. Speaking of stuff that's super gay, you had The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You know, he looked like he was juicing all the juice known to man for a long time. And then he came out there looking like a waifly Al Roker a couple months back. Now he's like half jacked. He's over there at this gala bull job wearing a skirt. What in the world is going on? And I don't even get into this gala event. That whole thing was a humiliation ritual too. I mean, you had a bunch of fools out there. Some fool looked like she was dressed as a slug. Some other jive turkey wearing like some sort of veil mask, and she wasn't even Muslim. I don't know if that was a hate crime or not. Anyway, I mean, just more proof in the pudding that nobody's even trying to rebel against tyranny. People are just trying to comply with the tyranny, I guess. I mean, people have forgotten about the Ukraine. They forgot about Venezuela. And they've pretty much forgotten about Iraq and Iran, I think. Because nobody seems to give a flip. People care about gas prices, and people are kind of getting their Muslim undergarments in a knot about the food prices. But that's just kind of people being inconvenienced. It's like they're ticked off about the symptoms, but not ticked off about the cause. It's like these morons like, let's run for the cure. Nobody's running for the cause. Because the cause is the entire Western lifestyle. The cause is the air, the food, the water, the clothing, the 5G, the 10G, they shove it into your ear. Like all this bullshit is the cause, folks. But nobody wants to admit that the cause is the American culture. Nobody wants to talk about that, right? That's why I think I hacked some people off with the last episode. Because the last episode was a little bit too much truth. For people. America fatigue, yeah. 526. The America fatigue episode. That was a little too much for most people, I think. Because you had the right people. They're like, oh my goodness, he's talking bad about the Republicans and the American culture. And then you had the left people that are like, man, pass the blunt, man. Oh, man, it's crazy, bro. Two sides of the same stupid coin, right? Anyway, but we're just going to see more compliance. That's really it. What the newest, the Freudian slip there. The newest thing we're supposed to care about is the hantavirus. Oh my. The hantavirus, they're resurrecting this relic from over 20 years ago. 20 plus years ago, the hantavirus was the new plague, scourge, and ooh, spooky illness that was plaguing the American Southwest. The hantavirus. Oh my gracious. It's like Ebola, but different. Yeah, so you would have like bleeding from orifices and pores, all kinds of goodies. The hantavirus. And they revealed 20 plus years ago in the American Southwest, this was showing up due to the droppings and pee-pees, urine of rodents. And then it got put to bed. Nobody gave a bleep, killed some people, and everybody went ho-hum, whistling past the graveyard. Nobody cares anymore. And just like that, snap, crackle, pop, we've resurrected the relic, the ghost, the vestige of a once great disease. And now it's back, Jack. It's the hantavirus. Spooky again. Will we see retarded, moronic imbeciles with masks again? Of course we will. We're still seeing them from the scam-demic that ended like 4 flipping years ago. I saw a lady the other day with a mask on, smoking outside of a grocery store. Had her mask pulled down, smoking cancer sticks out there on the curb. A employee of said Superamericano. Oh, yeah. I still see dim-witted morons with masks on in the car alone. So people who really are questioning, are people going to fall for this again? Of course they're going to fall for it again, numbnuts. Of course they are. Why would they not fall for it again? There's no reason not to. We're dealing with a vast majority of the American public that is nothing more than a slave class of low IQ, not a tip of the hat to Trump here, just an absolute fact. Don't make me crash out, man, and say the buzzwords. But we're for real dealing with a very low IQ simpleton population that can really only manage to go to their employment, come home, pay taxes, eat GMO, and die. That is sad but true, where a big swath of the American public is at. And I'm not trying to belittle, be mean, besmirch, or another anyway, just talk trash, but I'm just telling you the God's honest truth, folks. That's why we are never going to see anything but compliance. And this is a humiliation ritual because we are on the precipice of the 250th anniversary of the July 4th holiday, which was really an event of separation from England and King George. We've still got people fawning over the flipping king when he comes to town. We are in a society which is paying just about over 50% of its tax. 50% of your income is tax, folks. You're working months out of the year for free. And nobody's doing boo about it. The only thing people can manage to do is muster enough energy to stagger drunk, drug addict out, addled, smoking weed, vaping, whatever the flip, to the flipping voting booth and pencil in a couple random names that they heard on the news. That's it, folks. That's it. I hate the left more than anything, almost. But at least the left has the temerity, the cojones, los huevos, to actually get off the mat and go stupidly protest for moronic things. Like, as dumb as it is, as completely brain dead and moronic as it is to see a bunch of transvestites wandering around the road holding up signs, I got to say, okay, well, this is dumb, but at least they're doing something. That's pretty cool, I guess, like in the grand scheme of things. And the argument, well, all the Republicans are too busy working to pay for the illegals, to pay for the Israeli wars and proxy wars, to pay for countless H-1B visas to be sponsored and brought here to take your flipping jobs. Too busy working for what exactly? Working for the fake money to give to the Federal Reserve so you don't get your house stormed by the stormtroopers? Does this not all just resonate as just the biggest pile of refuse of all time? But yet people are still just falling all over themselves in compliance with this bull job. We'll get them next time. We're going to vote in a whole new passel of morons to lead us around by the testicles. Clean that up for you, huh? All right, folks. I know I'm over my time, and that's all right. Been a couple days, had a lot to get off my chest. Not as much as the OnlyFans models that are coming forward, I guess. So. Oh, my goodness. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. Okie dokie, folks. We're at the precipice at the end of the show. One more time. I'm going to end this show as I usually do and say something witty like, you can't do everything, but you can do something. Please try to get up. Get off the couch. Stop messing around with the internet and looking at stupid idiocy. And do something. Because you can't do everything, but you can do something. Something beyond the obvious, right? Something beyond the voting. Something beyond all that malarkey. I'm not suggesting you get up in a group and call yourself militia, because that's most likely a Fed organization, you dolt. But you can do something. So please, feel free to get out there, do your part, make a difference, and I'll be seeing you sooner than later in the Anomic Age.
Thank you for listening to The Anomic Age, a John Age project. For past shows, further info, and to comment, go to anomicage.com. That's ANOMICAGE.com. Till next time, thank you for listening to The Anomic Age.